We have come a long way in understanding the causes of disease, especially in the last few years. As a result of the genomic revolution, we now know the molecular basis of about 4,500 diseases. That's an amazing thing to be able to say. But moving such discoveries into treatments has been far more difficult. Of those 4,500, only about 250 of those diseases have treatments. Why is this so? Well, the triple frustration of long timelines, steep costs, and high failure rates have bedeviled the translational pathway. It currently takes an average of $2 billion and 14 years to move a discovery from the lab to the clinic. And of thousands of compounds that enter the drug development pipeline, only a very few will ultimately make it to approval. We should, in fact, collectively, we must do better. By working together as a community, patients, public sector, private sector, I believe we can. As Secretary Sebelius noted, the public-private partnership we're announcing today is the first signature initiative by NIH's new National Center for Advancing Translational Sciences, or NCATS. In this effort, we will seek to discover new therapeutic uses for existing molecules through an innovative alliance with Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Eli Lilly. In this pilot phase, the program will match U.S. researchers with dozens of these companies' compounds to explore how they might be put to new uses in treating patients. And NIH is happy to serve as the matchmaker. The compounds that the companies are providing to this program are the result of their significant investment in research and development. Tens of millions of dollars and years of work have already been invested in each compound. They've already cleared safety testing in humans, but did not prove effective for the specific disease or condition for which they were developed, or they were not pursued for business reasons. But thanks to the initiative being announced today, researchers from U.S. universities, biotech companies, and nonprofits can apply for NIH funding and access to these compounds in order to test their effectiveness in treating other diseases or conditions. So here's the plan. In the first year of this program, NCATS will provide up to $20 million in grants to researchers across the nation. Any researcher with a promising scientific idea can apply for one of these grants to conduct preclinical and clinical feasibility studies to test compounds from our partners for their effectiveness against a variety of diseases and conditions. For their part, the companies will provide researchers with access to the compounds and all related data. A key aspect of this partnership is the use of innovative template agreements. By providing such standard template agreements between the company and biomedical research partners, this program will significantly reduce the amount of time it takes for each of the partners to negotiate the terms. Traditionally, those negotiations have been required on a case-by-case basis for each project, which can take significant effort and time for both parties and can even result in failure to launch the project at all. Too often, it has taken longer to negotiate the terms of the agreement than to actually do the research. These template agreements will be a standard that can make this kind of relationship go much more smoothly.
So thanks, it's great to be here. I just want to make a couple of points. The first is to tell you in a very personal way why I'm so committed to this. Francis mentioned that I'm a neurologist, and the turning point for me was when I was a resident at the Mass General and was taking care of a number of patients with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease, which, as you know, is a quite horrible neurodegenerative disease that kills its patients within about 3 years. And I spent the evening, all of one night, sitting by the bedside of an ALS patient together with his family as he died in front of me. He had lost the ability to breathe, and I was there to turn off the monitors when he died and intervene if there was there's anything that needed intervention while this happened. And as I sat there, a sense of rage overcame me that this was, as you've heard others say, this is simply unacceptable. We have got to do better. And so I went back to the lab and, like a lot of people, did genetics. And genetics has taught us an enormous amount about the underlying cause of these diseases. But then my time at Merck taught me that there's a lot that we know about how to do that translation, but actually a lot more that we don't know. And then coming to NIH, I realized that ALS is not the exception, it's the rule. You've heard a lot of numbers tonight, but there's 6,000 diseases that affect the human family. And of those, there are treatments available for only about 500 of them altogether. And what that means is that if you are one of those people who has one of those thousands of diseases with no treatment, you get a doctor like I was who says, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you, but please stay in touch. The basic research enterprise has delivered on its covenant to tell us how to make new therapeutics, interventions, diagnostics, devices. And what we're now struck with is a system which needs to be changed in order to make that happen. The system we have has delivered on what it was supposed to do, but the system we have was designed to do something else. It was not designed to do this. And that's one of the reasons that NCATS was formed.